Success isn't given, it's earned. And earning it means becoming the person who deserves it. The bottom line is where we cut through the chaos to simplify success, uncovering the strategies, mindset, and resilience it takes to win. Real stories, expert insights, and practical tools. Because the only way to the top is by putting in the work. This is the bottom line.
Welcome to the bottom line. I'm your host, Ryan Herpin, and today we're doing something a little bit different. Today I'm flying solo to share a message that is pretty important to me, something I've worked on for quite some time, and I call this earned, not given. And it's about outworking the odds. I've gone through this speech a few times, and I've tailored it mainly to students, but I've realized it applies to entrepreneurs all the same. So let me start this off by asking, how many of you want something more for your life? I would assume pretty much everyone. Now, how many of you are actually doing what it takes to earn it? Many people are probably going to say, "Oh, I'm doing everything it takes." I would err on the side of caution in claiming that. There's so much more that we don't really see, so many things we're not doing that we should be, and more often than not, we get stuck in a loop of procrastination, worry and guilt, and then complaining to pass blame. So I'm going to start with a little bit of my story. See, I wasn't born into success. I didn't have the connections or the credentials. What I had was hunger, consistency, and a mentor who was willing to teach me that success doesn't come to the most gifted, it comes to the most disciplined. So, where it begins for me, uh, I didn't have a formal college education originally. I put myself through trade school. I'm a certified welding technician, was classified as a master welder for many years. And I certainly wasn't, I didn't have the belief or the thought that I would end up as a business consultant or a TV show host or a published author. See, it's your beginnings do not dictate where you go. They can become fuel or they can become a cage or trap that keeps you held back. It just depends on perspective. But I built my path through effort, not entitlement. None of this was given to me. This was all earned. The life I live now, the accolades I have, the credibility, visibility, authority that I carry, all of that was earned. And a lot of people don't truly understand the value of being uncomfortable. I once upon a time was at a friend's house, used the restroom. They had a very cheesy sign up in their restroom, and it said, "Growth doesn't come from comfort zones." I thought that was a really odd thing to have hanging up in the restroom, but it stuck with me. And it's something that I've applied constantly. Think of it as a good way to measure yourself. If you're comfortable, you're probably not growing. You've got to learn to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And that is what I learned. I built my path through that effort of being uncomfortable, continuously putting myself in a place where I don't really want to be, but I know it's going to be good for me because I'm going to gain skills to become better. It's not through entitlement. Now, I was blessed. I was very blessed to find a mentor early on, somebody who was willing to invest in me. Someone had more experience than me, has been through a lot of the ups and downs of life. Now, this person, Mr. Jack, I've written about him a few times and I still work with him today. He was willing to push me, even past the point where I thought I was happily uncomfortable, putting myself into those corners so I know where to go except forward, right? But Jack pushed me to discover not just what I wanted, but my reason why. It's easy to say you want something. It's easy to say out loud, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, but it's harder to understand why. Most people say they want things, they don't even know why they want them. People want big flashy houses, real fast, nice cars, but they have no reason why, except for the selfish, greedy way. And I hate to say it that way, but that's the truth, right? Not saying those things are bad. It's just what's your reason why for having them? And is it anything that's beyond self-servitude? Working with Jack, it taught me a lot of things. But learning my reason why was one of the most important and impactful things I possibly could have figured out. My reason why became the foundation for my success. My purpose is that foundation. Through my effort and working with Jack and him mentoring me, pushing me to maintain this uncomfortable approach to life, where I'm taking the hard. Another way to frame this is if you do what's hard, life becomes easy. If you do what's easy, life will become hard. Keeping this in mind, we've all heard people talk about, oh, you're in your 20s, you're young, you should live it up, enjoy this no responsibility thing. If you do that long enough, life's going to get really hard. If you take your 20s, your younger years, your youth, that vital energy you have, and you apply it towards something that's going to build you, strengthen you, and it's really investing, is what it is. You take that time to invest in yourself when you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, maybe you get to take things easier. Life's going to be easier. You have more years in the marketplace. You have more discipline under your belt, better attitudes. It all makes a difference. But the thing is, being uncomfortable is extremely important. So when I found that my purpose, my why was that foundation I could stand on to build, my discipline became the engine to build my future, to build my path, to build my career. Discipline has to be tied closer to your purpose. If you know what your reason why is, you have an easy target. You see your target. So your goal is to work towards that target, achieve that purpose. And within that purpose, if it's really what you're meant to do, if it's a real reason why, you'll find fulfillment. But outside of just that, you're going to have to be met with, you're going to have to really join in an unshakable belief. You have to be able to believe in yourself to be able to maintain a discipline and to stay focused on your reason why. So the way I frame this, if you think of a building, every building has a foundation. The structure itself and all the things holding it together. The way I look at this is my foundation is my reason why. The structure itself is my discipline. So it's building it. And the glue that holds everything together, all the fasteners, the nuts, bolts, however you want to frame it, is my self-belief. But that self-belief can't stay true without the belief of those around me, the accountability, the mentorship, the guidance, the people that care. So although this discussion is earned, not given, there are going to be people that help, but they're not doing it for you. They're guiding you, strengthening you, lifting you up. It's important to find those people in your life that can make you strong. Self-discipline helped me climb one step at a time through those odds. Life's going to have roadblocks. It's going to have speed bumps. It's going to have problems. There's going to be troubles. There's no way avoiding it. It's the law of life. There's going to be good. There's going to be bad. They both happen at the same time. They're always there. They're always in existence. So are you going to be the type of person to withstand, to carry on, to move through the troubles, struggles, the problems, the pain? It just depends on how you look at things. Something I've started doing not that long ago that helped me even at this stage of my career that I'm in, instead of looking at a problem like why me, I start asking why not. I believe I'm built to handle the hard things. I've spent most of my life keeping myself in an uncomfortable position because I know it means I'm growing. So how do you look at problems? How do you look at struggles, setbacks, issues? That says a lot about the type of person you are, and I would say it probably says a lot about the path you're paving and where you're going to end up. So your dream doesn't care about your past. It only cares about your discipline. This is a true statement that I have found. Doesn't matter where you come from. Doesn't matter where your upbringing was. Doesn't matter where you start. Looks like, yes, it can make things harder in the beginning, but it doesn't dictate where you go. Your discipline is what changes everything. Once you've got your reason why, you've got people that can support you. This still boils down to the one most important factor. It is your discipline, your ability to make yourself do something that you don't want to do, but you do it because you know it's good for you. You know it's the right thing. Waking up on time to get to work. Reading a book to learn a new skill. studying for a test, practicing drills left, back and forth so you can, achieve a championship or whatever it is you're after. It's the same thing. That discipline is the factor that no one else can truly put in for you. You have to do it yourself. And it's much easier nowadays to take things easy. There's a saying that has stuck with me for a very long time. Hard people create soft times. Soft times create soft people. Soft people create hard times. Those hard times create more hard people. It's a cycle, perpetuates, goes again and again and again. So you've got to understand. We've all probably heard stories of grandparents saying, "Oh, back in my day it was harder," or "Oh, this was crazier. I had to walk to school uphill both ways in a snowstorm with no shoes." Right? Maybe it's just my grandparents saying things like that, but the truth is, there's a cycle of hardship that breeds hard people, and those tough, gritty people that have crazy work ethic, great discipline, they create easy times for everyone else. And that creates more soft people that live on iPads, that have Chat GPT for everything, that don't want to put the work in, that say they want something, but they do nothing about it. It's delusion. So you've got to take a step back, really look at your life and understand, where do you stand? Do you have your reason why? Do you have purpose? Are you disciplined? And what is your self belief? All important questions. We're going to dive into the next section of this after a very brief break. And the next thing I want to talk about is the truth about self discipline. Really break this down and get to the bottom of it. We'll be right back on the bottom line, so don't go anywhere. Grab some coffee, grab some popcorn. That's what time of day it is you're watching. We'll be right back.